Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthems.
Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, hold high the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee.
You may be seated. Ay. Sorry, I've been out of the system.
All unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. O sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life.
You may now be seated. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We are gathered here in the first segment, which is the opening session of this cabinet retreat under the theme Enhancing Policy Coordination, Governance and Service Delivery for Accelerated National Development, taking place here at NIPAM from the 4th to the 5th of December 2025. Before I call on the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Elia Ngurare, I would like to establish the protocols for today's proceedings. In our midst, we have the President of the Republic of Namibia and also the Commander-in-Chief of our National Defense Force, President, Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. We have the Vice President of the Republic, Honorable Lucia Witbooi. We have the Prime Minister, Dr. Elia Ngurare. We have cabinet colleagues, members. We have deputy ministers. We have the Secretary General of the SWAPO Party, Honorable Sophia Nahango Shaningwa. We have the regional governors in our presence, the Ombudsman of the Republic, executive directors, other senior government officials, including directors, special advisors in the presidency. We have presenters of various papers in our midst, captains of industries, and of course, for this opening session, we also have media representatives. That is the protocol. If there is anyone that we have not mentioned, we will make that correction throughout our proceedings. But for now, I call on the Right Honorable Prime Minister to set the tone and set out the objectives of this particular cabinet retreat. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you have the podium. Round of applause for him, please.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies, OC Yvonne Doss up and welcome. Thank you for taking the responsibility on a short notice. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, President of the Republic of Namibia, Your Excellency Vice President, Comrade Lucia Vetboy, Secretary General of the SWAPO Party, simply Sophia Shaningwa, Ministers and Deputy Ministers, Secretary to the Cabinet, Ambassador Emilia Mkusa, Honorable Governors, our Ombudsman, distinguished invited guests, especially executive directors, members of the media, presenters, ladies and gentlemen. I'm given in the next 10 minutes to try and set the scene of the objectives of the Cabinet retreat, and in so doing, welcoming remarks. I feel a bit lighter because Her Excellency said she will only make an opening statement, not a keynote address. So first, I was not sure what I should say in terms of the objectives, but she has just made my work much easier. Let's give her a round of applause. I am happy to welcome you to this historic moment of the 8th administration on the eve of the first Cabinet retreat under the leadership of our 5th and first female President of the Republic of Namibia. This is the first Cabinet retreat of the 8th administration. For some of us, this is the first Cabinet retreat, but the work is not new. The clock of serving the Namibian people is not new. The bread and butter issues of youth empowerment, rural development, informal settlement development, and genuine economic empowerment are the same. I recall, Comrade Secretary General, in 2010, we were then as a youth league, we were informed of the Cabinet retreat that was going to take place in Swakopmund. We convened an emergency meeting of the National Executive Committee. And we wanted to give what we then termed a part course that must accompany the Secretary General and the Deputy Secretary General to Wolfish Bay. And by then it was Comrade Nangolo Mbumba, Deputy Secretary General. We gave him a document in order to deliver to Comrade Mfikepunye Pohamba, then President of the Republic. In it, we anchored service delivery as the cornerstone to overcome youth unemployment, and therefore to actualize the promises at the time of 2009 SWAPO Party election victory. Yesterday was 2010, today is 2025. The common denominator still remains service delivery. Comrade President, in 2025, what we spoke then is, insofar as youth empowerment is concerned, you are walking the talk. On the aspect of youth development fund, on the aspect of subsidized education coming 2026, I am encouraged when I saw the Ministry of Finance in the past few weeks. They have begun to sensitize and create awareness to all young people across the country. I saw the one for Kietman Shop, and the PRO of the ministry spoke very well and articulated the matters very well. Ministry of Finance and your team, let's give them a round of applause. Your Excellency, you have met each of us one-on-one, and you have given us terms of reference exactly on service delivery. You have guided, over the past 10 months, you have shared your humanity with us You have guided and ignited us to deliver to the Namibian people. I therefore, Comrade President, want on behalf of my colleagues in Cabinet to thank you for your leadership, tutelage, patience, and guidance. Let's give Her Excellency a round of applause. Comrade President, I have worked closely with each of the Cabinet members during the compilation of the 3-month report and on daily basis on the execution rate of respective OMAs for capital projects and general performance thereon. Comrade President, their commitment, hard work, dedication in the service of the Namibian people is world class. Let's give these cabinet ministers a round of applause. I therefore most sincerely thank them all. In so doing, I also thank the Secretary to the Cabinet, our executive directors, and the army of public servants, including those employees in SOEs, regional councils, and local authorities for their support. Above all, to thank the Namibian people especially for the resounding support, even though the Prime Minister should not be speaking politics, I suppose, but it is a political season. For the resounding support that the Namibian people have given to SWAPO and to the President in the just ended regional and local authority elections, giving Her Excellency and the party the overwhelming mandate to govern and thereby to deliver service to the people on issues of bread and butter. Your Excellency, Comrade President, congratulations. Comrade Secretary General Simply Sophie and your team, congratulations. This cabinet retreat, therefore, is anchored on 7 priority areas of the 8th administration, upon which our people plant their genuine hope, especially our young people. Our people are confident in their aspirations and appreciation of what has been achieved in the past 10 months and what has been achieved in the past 35 years and the foundation that has been built. The timing of this cabinet retreat, Comrade President, therefore, couldn't have been better than now. The people have spoken. Now it's hard work. And hard work starts with this cabinet retreat. The meal has been served. We must now pay the bill. Payment means we must deliver the services we have promised our people over the next 5 years. We must formulate the best strategies that ensure full implementation of the 2025-2030 SWAPO Party Election Manifesto, which, of course, as you know comprehensively, is fused in the NDP 6. We cannot afford to fail this time around, just as Deputy Secretary General of the party has said recently. The effective and efficient policy coordination across all OMAs, regional councils, local authorities, and public enterprises. And I'm aware that the public enterprises CEOs are also here. Is that correct? Yes, let's give them a round of applause. And the honorable governors are here to represent the regional councils. And the local authorities, of course, are represented by the Upper Youth, the Line Minister. And we are therefore, collectively, in that order, we cannot betray the trust the people have placed in us as a ruling party, in us as a government. Our resolve to timelessly deliver services to the people should therefore stem from the fact that we should regard this overwhelming victory as the last chance Namibians would ever give us before we clock the important year of 2030. In 5 years, we'll have no acceptable excuses to explain our failure to deliver. In fact, failure should be out of our vocabulary. Overwhelmingly, victory comes with high expectations from the people, and rightly so. We must deliver on our promises. There are no two ways about it. Your Excellency, this cabinet retreat is themed, and I quote, enhancing policy coordination, governance, and service delivery for accelerated national development, and unquote. To achieve this, strengthening coordination between political and administrative leadership becomes the backbone of the successful implementation of NDP 6 and other accompanying development programs. We must continue to work as a team, together as one team, coordinating and improving synergies like the best Brazilian soccer teams. Our shared aim is to win. Winning means delivering services to the people. Winning means we should not work in silos. We should communicate and pass on tasks timely for execution and implementation, whether at national, regional, or local government levels. This calls for teamwork. The bedrock of teamwork is trust. Trust is earned through informed cooperation. This should be our daily meal. Most importantly, Comrade President, we should remove procurement bottlenecks in all OMAs, regional councils, local authorities, and state-owned enterprises to accelerate service delivery. Since assuming office as Prime Minister in March this year, I have extensively traveled throughout the length and breadth of this country. Everywhere I went, procurement was a cancerous disease that knocks off balance many of our development programs on service delivery. That Mr. Procurement ought to be gender balance, Mr. or Mrs. Procurement hangs over every service delivery door like the proverbial sword of Damocles. Our financial year starts in April and ends in March every year. But if it takes 6 or 7 months to procure the resources we need to implement development projects, then obviously we expect monumental failure. That is what offends the expectations of our people. This must end. It is you and I here today who must end it. Mr. or Mrs. Procurement must come under our magnifying glasses at this cabinet retreat. Let us be frank and remove all bottlenecks that stand in our way. Frankness, as they say, does not kill friendship. We must be frank with ourselves, with one another, call a spade, and look at our shared agenda with one vision as a collective unit. What brings us together as politicians is willingness to serve the people to the best of our ability, as we have promised. On the 18th July this year, in this very hall of NIPAM, or as we have baptized it recently, the UNAM of NIPAM, President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah addressed public servants and told them, and I quote, "If you do not have passion for the people, if you see citizens as a burden, and if you believe your office is a space for your personal comfort zone for enrichment or side business, then you are at a wrong place. I must therefore ask you, why are you in the public service? Create space for those who are ready to serve the people," unquote. That was the meal Her Excellency gave to public servants on that day. This cabinet retreat is for us as politicians to reflect comprehensively on how we can coordinate our work as political heads of the ministries we are tasked to lead. The political heads can only succeed if public servants support them, and vice versa. The political head in the regions as governors, they too can only succeed if public servants support them, and vice versa. We should not be stumbling blocks when it comes to service delivery. We should not be the source of tears our people shed every day. We should not be the reasons there are no houses, water, medicines, roads, classrooms, clinics, hospitals, sanitation, electricity, security, formal settlement, and other essential amenities. We should be the reason people wake up happy as they daily go about their work and lives. That should be our mission as Team Namibia. For example, perhaps in accelerating housing provision, the local authorities should consider that government entities like NHE get free land for development in order for low-income homeowners to get it affordably. Let there be synergy between local and regional and central government aspirations for national development inclusions in SOEs. Why should MAISAC, the ministry responsible for constructing schools and hostels, why should MOS, Ministry of Health, why should they buy land from local authorities in order to put up schools and clinics that benefit precisely those local authorities as well as the people wherein those institutions are? On our part, as the Office of the Prime Minister, under the direction of our President, we avail ourselves to be a conduit to facilitate, coordinate all OMAs, regional and local authorities, as well as public enterprises. We have already started, as was indicated here when we met during the public servants' address by Her Excellency. We have witnessed the stems of learning and the heart for humanity. The wind of service delivery is now felt in all 121 constituencies throughout the country. Last week, as we have indicated, people voted the way they did out of many political choices, precisely because we have not been found wanting since taking office in March under the leadership of Her Excellency. We should not lose that space and momentum. What is required now and what this cabinet retreat should strengthen is continued unity of purpose, disciplined implementation, and results-oriented mindset across the public service, where political heads and administrative executives work together as one team to create wealth, promote equity, and shared prosperity. As politicians and public servants, we must share a passion about our common future, where Namibia is our shared business. In closing, in her inaugural speech in March, President Nandi-Ndaitwah said, and I quote, "We must make a success of our country. We must work together as a united people with one heart and one mind. We all need to put our hands on the plow. There is a role for everyone. I implore every citizen, regardless of your background or political affiliation, to join me on this journey of nation building," and unquote. The President ended her inaugural speech with this, and I quote, "Let us move in unison under the banner of one Namibia, one nation, to build a prosperous future for ourselves, our children, and generations to come. I'm committed, I'm determined, and I believe that together with all Namibians, we can make Namibia the best place for one to live in," unquote. Let us help our President to realize this bold dream. We can make it if we are committed and determined as firmly as she is. Let us now, in this cabinet retreat, remove our gloves and speak not only to each other, but with one another as well, frankly and honestly, and come up with guidelines that birth seamless service delivery. Our people deservedly need. And as she continuously says, we are too few to be poor. And she has demonstrated that walk, she has demonstrated that talk. In return, as you have seen, our people voted and voted well. And in order for us to keep their trust and to keep their votes and respect their votes, What we must do is to deliver, deliver, and deliver in order to make Her Excellency's work to become the talk, the talk, the walk that will make every household in 121 constituencies of our 14 regions to be happy, happy as she would like to see Her Excellency. The President has indicated both at the launch of the 3 months report as well as in her address to the Parliament as well as here in the UNAM of NIPAM. Your Excellency, with these many, many words, I would like to welcome you, to welcome the Vice President, to welcome Secretary to Cabinet, and to welcome everybody that here, including the young ones that are watching from home. Your planting of hope in this administration will generate and germinate precisely the intended fruit that will take Namibia forward. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Prime Minister, for clarifying the why of this cabinet retreat. I now have the singular honor, Your Excellency and colleagues, to call on Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, the President of the Republic of Namibia, to deliver her opening statement.
Please take your seats. Thank you, Comrade Yvonne Dawson, our Director of Ceremonies, and the beginning to sincerely thank you and your colleague who's going to assist us tomorrow for having accepted to share your skill with us in this cabinet retreat by facilitating the whole day today. Right, Your Excellency, Comrade Lucia Vetboy, Vice President of the Republic of Namibia, Right Honorable Aria Gurare, Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers, Comrade Sophia Naango Shaningwa, our Secretary General, Deputy Ministers, Secretary to the Cabinet, Honorable Governors, senior government officials led by our executive directors, representatives of state-owned enterprise, dear presenters, and all participants, and for this session, members of the media. It has been 8 months plus since we were sworn in as members of cabinet and governors for the 8th administration, where it is business unusual. I want to sincerely thank all of you for your hard work, collectively and individually. Clearly, as the Prime Minister has mentioned, your hard work has not gone unnoticed by our people. Hence, the resounding victory gained by SWAPO party, the ruling party, following the just held regional and local authority elections. I sincerely thank all of you for the job well done. However, such victory must not be taken for granted. It is a strong further call by our people to all of us in positions of responsibilities, both the political office bearers and civil servants, to make an extra effort to bring about quality service delivery. What we have achieved thus far is a beginning of a long journey. And that confidence the people of Namibia have shown to us, we should not betray them. Accordingly, on this occasion, which is now the cabinet retreat, we must step back, reflect, and realign our collective efforts. That is to say, this retreat provides a strategic platform to sharpen our focus, strengthen cohesion, and recommit ourselves to the priorities that matters the most to the Namibian nation as articulated in SWAPO Party election manifesto and operationalized in NDP 6. Against that backdrop, I urge you all to share insight on issues central to strengthening governance and improving service delivery, aimed at bringing changes to the quality of life and livelihood of all Namibians. Looking at the agenda before us, the discussions will cover both the political and administrative interface between political heads and all other sectors, aiming at enriching our collective understanding and providing a strong foundation for a common approach to reach our common goals in the service of our people. Director of Ceremonies, the theme, enhancing policy coordination, governance and service delivery for accelerated national development, is not only timely, but it's also instructive. This reminds us of our collective responsibility to initiate policies that respond to the needs of all Namibians while reviewing laws, policies, and regulations that hamper the effective implementation of our plans and programs. Equally, the theme calls on us to strengthen alignment in decision-making, improve coordination across ministries and offices, refine governance structures, and ensure that policy development and service deliveries move in unison to produce tangible outcomes for the people in the informal settlements, villages, towns, and municipalities across Namibia. I have no doubt that different presenters will go deeper on the subject matter to assist us to handle issues of national interest from an informed position that will be translated into effective implementation. I must emphasize that implementation requires effective execution and must be the heartbeat of the 8th administration. Good policies without implementation are just as good as nothing, as they do not change people's lives. It is therefore my considered opinion that from this retreat we will be more sharpened to move with urgency beyond planning to action, delivering practical results that citizens can feel and see. It is my hope that from our discussions and the 2 days at our disposal, we will appreciate the importance of interministerial collaboration and embrace joint planning where responsibilities overlap. As we might all know, united, coordinated approach will always yield better outcomes. Director of Ceremony, we meet at the time when economic transformation is essential for job creation, particularly for the youth, and must remain at the forefront. Therefore, from this retreat, we must be able to further identify all the challenges and turn them into opportunities to meet the promises we made to our people, including job creation. As we start this retreat, it's important to underscore that national unity and social cohesion remain this fundamental of our country's stability. The Cabinet must continue to promote unity, respect, and cooperation across all sectors of our society. Our tone, our decisions, and our public engagement shape the national atmosphere. Let us continue upholding Namibia's values of peace, tolerance, and mutual respect. As demonstrated during the elections, we have seen how peaceful it was from the campaign period to the election days and even post-elections. Ethical leadership is non-negotiable. Corruption in all its forms undermines public trust and diverts resources meant for development. As leaders, we must demonstrate integrity, transparency, and moral clarity. Every public resources must be managed with care, and every decision must reflect fairness and accountability. Our example as cabinet members, deputy ministers, governors, executive directors, all civil servants must inspire confidence throughout the public service. The work we do today is not for ourselves, but for the future generation. I expect that each of us leaders will lead with purpose, guided by the belief that a strong Namibia is possible through our collective efforts. Director of Ceremonies, as I conclude these opening remarks, I call upon all of you to approach this 2 days meeting here with renewed energy, focus, and unity of purpose. Our takeaways from this meeting will definitely ignite our mindset as we proceed to the 2026 Cabinet for continued improved service delivery to the Namibian people. And that's why we are having this retreat just before we break for holiday, so that during the holiday, as we are quiet in our corners, we can reflect on these discussions. And when we come back, we are more refreshed and we are going to move faster than what we did thus far. The success of the 8th administration depends on our ability to work together, to act decisively, and to deliver on the promises we as the leaders have made to the Namibian people through the SWAPO Party election manifesto and its implementation plan, which has been translated into NDP 6. Let us use this retreat as a turning point for enhanced performance and strengthened commitment to service. Let me also thank our presenters and once again our Director of Ceremonies for having accepted to help us to go through our program. Your service and your commitment to the well-being of our people is highly appreciated. It's now my singular honor to declare the 2025 Cabinet Retreat officially open, and thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Minister is having a sign language division, and she's always cautious. So, which is fair. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Namibia. I also want to take this opportunity to thank you and the Cabinet and the Secretary to Cabinet for considering me for this very humbling responsibility, that it is an honor for me to be in your presence today. As we come to the end of this opening segment of this Cabinet retreat, I want to remind our colleagues that the President has spoken, that ethical leadership is not negotiable, and that you are required to lead with moral clarity, integrity, and transparency. Give the President another round of applause. We have now come to the end of this opening session, and that means that the closing session will start after the photo session and the tea break. We have 30 minutes for that purpose. So I call on those responsible for arranging the photo session to call on us, but this is the end of our opening session. I will now ask the high table, let's rise while we wait. Let the President, the Vice President, the Prime Minister, and the Secretary to Cabinet to get ready for the photo session. Definitely. The high table can wait for a minute while the Chief of Protocol will guide us what needs to happen. The other colleagues, you can leave the hall for now, if I understand. I'm told it's the lower table.
You're right. The lower table.
And please, colleagues, we are going to be soldier-like with time. Very, very strict on time.
You're doing well. We're on time.
Yes.
Tell them to go to the stairs. Tell them to go to the stairs.
You can go to the stairs. I think the Chief of Protocol and the other protocol colleagues will assist you when you go outside. Let's move quickly. For focus.
you.